Chapter 24. Sleeping Spirits, a box full of gold. On Saturday soon afternoon, the boys met at the dead tree. They smoked and talked in the shade. As they worked a little at their last horse, they had no great hope, but Tom said that people sometimes stopped working when they had almost found the box of gold. Then another person came to which very little was discovered. However, they failed to find anything, but they felt that they had done everything that was possible. When they arrived at the old house, they were first afraid to go in. It was completely quiet there under the hot sun, and very lonely. Then they went without any noise to the door and looked in, shaking with fear. They saw a room with an earthen floor. There was a pane where a fire had been built, windows without glass, and dust was everywhere. They entered. They did not dare to speak. Their ears were ready to hear any small sound. Their legs were ready to carry them quickly outside again. Soon their fear became less. They looked around with interest, then they wanted to look at the room above. They found nothing up there and were starting to go down when "Be quiet!" Tom's voice was shaking. "What is it?" Huck asked, becoming white with fear. "There! Here it is!" "Yes, we must run. We can't move. They are coming toward the door." The boys were on the floor looking down into the room below, with hearts sick with fear within. Two men entered. Both boy had been one of the men in the village. He seemed to be very old. He had long white hair hanging around his shoulder, and much white hair growing on his face. It seemed to the village people said that he could neither hear nor speak. The other man was a stranger. He was really very old coarse. His face was not peaches. He was talking and they entered. The two men sat on the ground with their backs against the wall. "No," said the other man. "I've been thinking about it. I do not like it. They will catch us." "You fool!" that said the man who was believed not to be able to hear or speak. "You are afraid." The boys were now shaking with fear. "This man was Indian Joe," Joe said. "We were not caught before." "But that was different. They may catch us here in this house," George said. "I want to live here yesterday, but those boys were playing on Cliff Hill. They would have seen it." Those boys were Tom and Huck. They were shaking again. What would have happened to them yesterday if they had come to this house? They wished that they had wished a year before coming. The two men had brought some fruit, and they began to eat. After a while Joe said, "When it is dark, go home. Wait there until you hear from me. I will go into the village once again. Then we will do the job we planned, and then we will run far away. Now I need sleep. You stay here as a guard." He was soon asleep. And then the guard too was soon sleeping. The boys took a long, thankful breath. Tom said, "Now is our chance come." Huck said, "I can't. I would die if they opened their eyes." He would not move, and Tom started to leave alone. But the old fool made so much noise that he stopped, almost dead with fear. Slowly time passed until the sun was going down. Indian Joe sat up and called the other. "He says it is almost time for us to be moving. What shall we do with our money? Shall we leave it here until we are ready to run? $600 silver it heavy to carry. We can put it in the ground deep. His friend agreed. He ran to the place where the fire has been built, raised one of the big stones from the earth floor, and took out a big bag of money. The boys began to forget their fears. $600 would make 6 boys rich, and they knew where Indian Joe was putting it. Indian Joe was in a corner, making a hole in the ground with his knife. The boys did not dare to speak, but they looked at each other often. This story was easy to understand. Their meaning was, "Oh, how great we are now to be here." They heard Indian Joe's knife stray. "Something hard. Look here," he said. "What is it?" asked his friend. "Is it an old box?" Joe said. "Help me lift it." "No, I have broken it open." He put his hand in the box and then brought it out again. "Man, this is money." The two men looked, and the handful of money is what gold. Now the men from the gardening things that the boys had been unseen and had placed in another corner when they come into the house. Unseen them, they start to work. They soon had the box out of the earth. It was not large, but it had one been fairly strong with iron bars to hold the wood together. "There are thousands of dollars here," said Indian Joe. "Now it would be necessary to do that job in the winter." Indian Joe said, "You do not understand. I am not doing that job only money. Wrong was done to me, and I am going to pay them for it. I need your help. Go home until I tell you to come." "What do you with the money?" Put it in the ground again. "Yes." The light from the boards above his head. "No," Deep said it above. Where did these gardening things come from? There was fresh earth on them. Who was here? Who must take the money away? I have a good place for it. At the number 2 place under the cross. Is it nearly dark enough to go? Indian Joe went from window to window looking out. Then he said, "Who could have come here? Do you think they are in the room above us?" The boys' breath stopped. Indian Joe put his hand on his knife and started to go up. The boy could not move. Their strength was gone. They heard Joe coming. Then they heard the sound of breaking wood, and Joe fell to the ground. No people are there," his friend says. "They saw us coming. They thought that we were spirits or devils, and they are running yet." Soon the two men went out of the house with the box of gold and the bag of silver dollars. Tom and Hush watched them throw holes in the wall, but would the boys follow? No. They were happy enough to get away from the house with no broken bones, and then return to the town. They did not talk much. They decided to walk in the town for Indian Joe and then follow him to the number 2 place. Tom has a fearful thought. Indian Joe said that he would pay wrong with wrong. "What he talking about us, Huck?" Feeling suddenly weak, Huck almost fell to the ground.